Alrighty then, let's give this a little go. Welcome to this, whatever the fuck I decide to call it. Top 5 things Forza can fix now, sort of thing. Right, now first off, if you are part of the community, part of the Forza community, and are expecting me to be like, oh, Toyota needs to come back, oh, they need to fucking shove fucking rockets up my butthole, let's just get right into it. So at number 5, and this could be really simple for turn 10 or playground games to implement. So when you go into a adventure mode, you've only got 3 classes, being S1, S2, and A class, and that's it. That's your pick. I feel that this game much needs D, C, and B class. Like, for instance, it seems all a bit boring to have all these different tracks and all these different kinds of races, but we only get to play with them in 3 different classes. Like, there are cars that you can't actually use in A class, not because they're shit in A class, however that is one of the reasons, but mainly due to the fact that some cars just don't upgrade to A class. It's partly ridiculous. Like, this game much needs B, C, and D at least added into the class system. Like imagine like you're racing with your friends and you're like doing like an online adventure mode, and you were all doing S1, but then all of a sudden you got thrown into D class. Like, everyone would then have to tune cars, and then, you know, it brings more replayability back into the game. I feel at least if they done this, they would be answering those people who specialise in tuning for the lower classes, who have fun racing the lower classes, and then just, yeah, throwing them into that. Like, they've got no issue forcing us into team matches and doing playground games to get cars and stuff, so I'm pretty sure they won't mind forcing people into D class once in a while in their life. So we're going from number 5 to number 4. Now, number 4 is something that could be really easily fixed. Like, I can't see them spending any more than 2 weeks fixing it, and that is in the route creator mode. There is a stupid little glitch where you would create a route, and say if you go past a flag, you would get the 3, 2, 1 countdown show up for no apparent reason. Now, at first I thought maybe this was due to maybe a flag being placed in front of another, but it doesn't seem to be the case at all, like for illustration with this route here. So it's a bit of a strange one, to be perfectly honest with you. It's something that playground games need to fix. And while we're on the subject of route creator, at number 3 there is also another glitch where you go into private matches, and when you are in a private match you want to, you know, use your own routes and stuff. However, if you've created your route on a sprint, you better hope for dear Lord that your circuit doesn't mind becoming a sprint, because there is no way I have found to make your sprint race into a circuit race. And yet again, this is something that turn 10 or playground games can fix pretty damn easily. Like, I'm not no expert or anything, but it seems little things like that could be solved very easily. Also, just to add to this route creator thing, it would be nice if they added the ability to add barriers. At least, like, jumps would be nice and all to add, but I've got a feeling that would be quite hard to code. So if we could just have barriers, I could create my scale electric set in Forza, and that would just be kind of nice, because the physics for this game play very well for scale electrics. So at number 1 is the ability to create your own private lobby as such, and being able to control like the season, traffic, you know, just little simple things like that, and then make it so that way instead of your should we say, lobby of 12, your convoy of 12. Like, instead of having that convoy of 12, like, go into a game and then have to find a session for like 70 odd people with the exact number of people missing from that 70 lobby for your 12 to fit into. Have it so that way you can set up a private free roam, and that way you and your friends, or you and your convoy, when you're streaming at least, can all back off straight into this private free roam, and that way no one has silly connection issues. Like, the game's not constantly looking for a game to put you lot in, and it will make things so much faster with the UI regarding like starting up races and whatnot. I feel this would be a big thing for Turn 10 to add, and for Playground Games or Turn 10 to add into the game. And with this will just generally make the game more usable for streamers, and you know, when you have a good lobby of mates and you don't want to be bogged down in all of like the lag and the silly connection issues that the game has. And it just seems logical. And while yes, okay, it would be nice if this free roam private session had it so that way you can turn off traffic and turn on to whatever season you wished. I can see there being a little bit of controversy surrounding, oh yeah, well they don't need control, but for some reason they think giving less control means better game. No, the more control you give to a player, the better the game is. Look at Forza Motorsport 4, your crown jewel, your cherry blossom that you can flutter over Sony and be like, look at our best game, look at our fucking beast of a game that people still talk about to today. But then Sony would like just flash off like Gran Turismo 4, so it's not really a comparison. So yeah, add a private lobby system, and so that way when you do a stream, you can get 12 people in, you can all load up into a private server with nobody else, no other traffic, and whatever season you fucking wish. So that way anybody can just play this game nicely. And also make it so that way when you go into like the online adventure mode, that way when everyone backs out of it, if they were in the private lobby to begin with and the private lobby is still going, throw them into it. That way the game isn't looking for a completely different server to join. They can join that one there that they've been in before, just making the game so much faster UI wise. Because at the moment the UI is atrocious, because you can join say for instance EK Drifter and doing the stream on his Twitch channel. Links to his Twitch channel in the description, by the way. Same with Shiny Odds, because he has this issue, and sometimes it will just, the complete convoy of 12 will just disappear, and sometimes the game will just crash. So implementing this private lobby might fix a huge amount of like online issues that are present in the game currently. Right, so number 2, to get rid of one of the online free roam rushes and replace it with an online created race created by one of the players in the actual race itself. This is not a bash on Forza for a terrible game. Like, if we look at this game from a standpoint, like this is like the best Forza Horizon game we have ever gotten. Admittedly, they need to bring out more DLC, but that will come in due time. However, this game can be a fuck ton better, and if they listen to the right part of the community and not the elitist part that just complain at the fact that my Supra isn't in the game, there's no Toyota, like boo-hoo, sort of thing, then you know we could possibly move forward in this game. Like, I am pretty 100% sure that if they made these simple fixes, this game could be 100 times better, if not more, because it will make this game more playable with the cars that we've currently got. So all I can say is that, if you disagree with my list, that's fine and all. However, you cannot deny that if they made these fixes, you would be playing this game a lot more, because this game would therefore be, should we say, more fun friendly, rather than the restrictive mess that we have at the moment. I mean, to put it in perspective, like, they can add as many cars as they wish, but if they leave it on its current platform, it's gonna die pretty damn quickly, because this game is very repetitive as per se. And if you don't let your community add any twists to the game and give them power, the game will die, which is why Forza Motorsport 4 worked so well. Speaking of Forza Motorsport 4, that's coming back to the console soon, or at least coming back to the Xbox relevancy. So when that does happen, trust me, I'm gonna be on that shit. So look forward to that. And while it's not Forza Motorsport 8, this is Forza Motorsport 8 divided by 2, so it is going to be amazeballs. So I'll see you lot later for when that happens.